Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker Down Under. I am in Melbourne visiting for the premiere of my movie Art Lovers Unite with Vivienne Westwood. So I'm filming also my topics here in the improvised Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to be talking about the secret to how luxury influencers can afford so much stuff. I'm reading this from the article from the Purse blog, you guys. This is an article coming from the Purse blog written by the lovely Alejandra Machin. How you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Listen, let me tell ya, this is such a juicy topic. Such a juicy. How do influencers afford all this crap? Well, subscribe to my channel to find out more. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. Super Dacob spelled together there as well for extra perks. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday. And you're all invited to join the live chats and queue in the live chats, actually. Let me shift to the side a little bit. There you go. Oh, okay. We're rushing through. These are all the live chats that have been happening in the past hour or so of live streaming. They'll have to, okay, now we're updated. There you go. So listen, I read the article and it's kind of divided in several topics, I want to say. One of them is called brand deals. The other one is called tax write-offs. And then the third part of the article is called industry benefits. Now, obviously, you can kind of guess if these are the three topics we're dealing with here, it's kind of a no-brainer. But let's run through them quickly. There's an introductory moment of this article stating, hey, when you scroll through Instagram, you see all these pictures, influencers that you follow are posting new products, new bags, new makeup, new jewelry on a daily basis almost, and you kind of can easily fall victim to this, to rushing and wanting to own a piece of it as well, wanting the newest, always wanting the newest. And then you start asking yourself, well, hold on a minute. How do these people that are posting these pictures always manage to buy all this stuff? Like how? How can they afford all this stuff? You ask yourself, and then you're like, well, I want to afford it too. Because you think, well, everybody I'm watching on Instagram can afford it, so obviously I can afford it as well. Like somehow there must be a way. And you fall into that trap of running after the newest thing over and over and over again. And that's actually really unhealthy, both to your wallet, but also mentally. Because it always makes you feel lesser than. Because you're always going to see somebody on Instagram having something that you don't have. You're always going to see somebody, and the second you buy something new, you come home, you unbox it, you want to enjoy it, you can't. Because somebody else has already posted another picture on Instagram of something even newer than what you just got. So it's a bit of a problem. And it's so cute how Alejandra Machin also writes in this article, she states also, hey, it's not really hard to kind of start getting brand deals. She says that she has like 500 followers on Instagram. By that, she means not many. And even to her, some brands, up and coming jewelry brands reached out to say, hey, allegedly, right? Want to showcase our, jewelry on your page. We could send it to you for free. Allegedly, everything I say in this video, by the way, is for entertainment purposes only, just my opinion, not rooted in truth or reality or facts. Everything's alleged. So she allegedly also says, like, even I, who have like 500 or less than 500 followers on Insta, get asked by brands to, showcase while I'm traveling their jewelry on my hands and stuff. But she says, well, one of the secrets to why influencers can afford so much stuff is brand deals. And in the brand deals portion of the article, she says that, there's this difference between big content creators that have huge following. They get bigger brand deals, and more known brands might come to them and offer them free, bags or clothing, plus even money in some cases to showcase stuff on their Instagram or other social media platforms. But then she says also, if you're a smaller influencer, or how does she call them? Micro influencers. And this is where, micro influencers, which is like micro influencers. And then I always talk about Mighty Mouse because like that's micro, little. Or He's micro. My little Louis pumpkin. This is a micro influencer, you guys, because he's little. There, there you have it. But also, she says even if you're a smaller content creator, you can kind of build up your credibility, which I don't agree with, but build up your credibility by accepting brand deals with smaller brands that are also not as famous, and then you can kind of grow together. I'm like, that's not how it works, boo boo. I mean, you can do the smaller brand deals, and you can, but that doesn't augment your credibility. How? People are going to notice that you're doing it just for the money, so it's a bit tricky. Um, but listen, we're going to get also to the most juicy part of this topic, which is the comments left underneath this article, because the article tries to be super clean when in reality things are very different. So the tax write-offs. Now this depends on the country you're in. If you start seriously working in photography, you make your social media your own business, your YouTube channel becomes your business, you become your own brand, your Instagram becomes a business, then you start investing money in your business, and then obviously you can also a lot of it can be tax write-offs that kind of pile up towards your end of the year earnings, like what you've actually earned. You can deduct a lot by purchasing makeup because you need makeup to look good on camera. That's a tax write-off. So a lot of the makeup you might be showing on your channel can be written off, taxatively written off, or if you've been doing it for several years, and I mean, again, in America with the IRS, it's different from country to country, but you can also state that, hey, certain clothes, you need them as a sort of uniform for your work. So that could be a tax write-off as well. Like you can try to push a lot of luxury things as tax write-offs if your major form of income is YouTube, Instagram, your luxury. But however, you got to be very careful that the IRS or whoever is taxing you doesn't deem your practice to just be a hobby. How can it be a hobby? Well, if you spend more on all of these products in a year than you earn from your business, then you can't do tax write-offs, obviously, because then they see that you're hemorrhaging money. So they don't consider you to be a true entrepreneur, like a true person earning money. So you got to be very careful with the tax write-offs. And unfortunately, here the lady did not explain it right. She made it sound easier than it is. But she did say in the article, you got to talk to, if you're clever, you're going to have somebody, that you're paying to do your taxes. A tax consultant that is going to then help you out and tell you, hey, don't push it too far in this direction, do that. But then you got to pay your tax consultant. Tax consultant, paying them is also a tax write-off. So there's that. But however, this tax write-offs, it's not the miracle answer to why all of these people can afford all these products on Instagram, on their photos and stuff. The third point is industry benefits, where she talks about even if you're a famous TikToker and you have millions of views, still a lot of these young TikTokers or influencers on Instagram find jobs as either part-time jobs or what does she call it also? Jobs as positioning themselves interns. Even though you have millions of views on TikTok, you're still going to be an intern. You're going to want to intern in a big label, a big brand, because she says then you're close to the source where all of these products, luxury products you want to talk about, are coming from. And if you work for them, even if just as an intern, you might get invitations to their special events, special parties, special launches. And in those places, you get to photograph and film those products that are hip and in at the moment. Now, that's all good and great, but that's where this article ends. I gotta say, I'm like, is this it? Because this ain't how these people really get these important things, these expensive products. that they can always afford. And I'm like, let me check out what the comment section has to offer, because the comment section is always where you get the funniest, juiciest stuff. And I thought to myself, well, if I were to do this topic, I would be more honest than that, because there's a lot more to say. Now, in the comment section, some commenter says, these are the legal, legitimate ways. Then there are the ones committing identity theft and stealing credit cards to keep up appearances. Oh, the shade. And then there are a few that have also been seen on escort websites or arrangement type sites. Now, rumors always run through these communities, as we all know. And yes, allegedly, some people, do the escorting on, it's a side hustle. Turn a little extra something, something to be able to afford yet another Chanel heart bag to show off on their social media. But yeah, I mean, yeah, guys. All for what? To portray themselves a certain way to an audience that feels like they could never achieve such things, therefore lowering their esteem. It's also toxic, especially when those who follow them are already so easily influenced, which is a beautiful comment. I completely agree. Sad world we live in. Then somebody else says, I have met some sugar babies who go out with guys 40, 50 years older just to keep up with the influences, including celebrities like the Kardashians, allegedly. Somebody else says, or the children of the super wealthy. People need to realize early on to stay in your lane. I can't afford all the bags, and I recognize that. Now, I have noticed this tendency, which is really very true. You got to understand, like, from which social background you come from. You can't look at Instagram and kind of be mesmerized by some teenie that comes from a very wealthy family, and that teenager is literally spending millions to show off on Instagram. And if you don't come from a very wealthy family, well, you can't flaunt it the same way that that rich kid can. So you have to understand, like, okay, well, hold on. Yeah, you can dream about being part of that world, but that world is also portraying itself much better than it actually is in reality. A lot of those people, and I know a few, are so depressed and unhappy with their lives. And the only tickle moment that they get out of their day, the only endorphin kick that they get out of their day, besides the prescription drugs that their shrinks prescribe them, right? Besides that, the only endorphin kick they get is by posting a photo showing off their wealth, and they live off of all the likes and the praise and the positive comments that they get. Like, that's food for their corroded souls. You really want to be like that? Do you? Because that's what it's all about. We can't generalize, but for the most part. Because why would you need to show off? If you're that rich and you have all the happiness and the joys in the world that money can buy, why do you need to constantly look for confirmation from your viewers on Instagram by them giving you the likes, and commenting, and just like, I don't know. There's a problem there at the core. You know that there's something wrong with a person that can only find happiness through, it's like confirmation of their existence through the likes of other people. Just saying. Somebody else says, also, why is it important to people to have so much luxury? It doesn't change what people think about them, which is also true. It's like, I'm a good person. Look, I'm a good person. I just bought the entire Cartier, well, the Trinity rings are not that popular anymore. Just un clou, or, the love bracelet. I bought all the colorways, all the sizes. I'm good. I'm a good person. No, I still think what I thought before you bought the bracelets about you. But anyway, also then somebody says, you forgot to include that they borrow bags from friends for photo shoots, which is very true. And this is also something that the article doesn't mention, but I think it's important to mention. There's also places where you can rent bags, where you can rent jewelry, and then you rent it with a couple of friends, and then you all photograph it together wearing it, everybody does their own little photo shoot, and then you got content. Also, we've seen this debunked many times. People photographing how rich they are. They can fly in their private jet somewhere. Those photos that a lot of people take of like sitting in a first class seat with a little bag next to them. Well, there's companies that actually offer a set, an airplane set. You pay to sit there, take a photo as if you're flying first class, and then you leave. Not everything you see on social media is the truth. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors there. So the real question to me is not how does an influencer, or how can an influencer afford to buy all these things? That's not the real question. The real question is, to which lengths do these influencers go to fake it until they make it? Because that's the bottom line. We've seen also Netflix, showcasing Anna Delvey, fake it till you make it concept. That's exactly what it is. Or that other dude, the Tinder swindler. Same situation, same case scenario, but just like exponentially blasted on social media, also through television, showing us how it is, how it's done behind the scenes. And then, of course, let's not forget another moment in time, which is fakes. A lot of influencers are going to buy a very cheap fake, photograph that, make it look like it's real. That saves them a lot of money as well. Jesse Greer, holy moly, an airplane set, unbelievable. Yes, airplane sets with the lighting, so the window, they light it properly behind the window so that it looks like you're in the sky. I mean, groups of influencer chicks, they all join forces. They all join their money together. They rent a room in a very expensive hotel, and then they all go in and they do all the photo shoots of them having the, the photos that we've all seen those photos, the expensive fancy breakfast in the hotel room, photographing the breakfast with their nail polish, with their hands in the little Chanel bag next to them. And then if you find the right influencers, you're going to notice something. Hold on. Each one of them has the same plate of food next to them. Even though they're photographing themselves in hotel rooms on different days, they're posting them on different days, but it's the same one portion that they ordered for breakfast. Let's say 5 of them join forces together, and then they take the pictures and make it look like they're living a lavish lifestyle. I'm telling you, it's a doozy. It's ratchet and it's a doozy because it's not always, but for the most part, fake. It's an illusion. It's smoke. And if you fall for it, I understand you falling for it once, shame on them for tricking you. But you fall for it twice, shame on you, boo-boo, because you got to wake up and smell the coffee. The fakery of it all. And there's a lot of fakery out there. Jonna says, I know one guy who used to do YouTube videos with nothing but fake bags. His family appeared upper middle class, but not I got 40 Birkins type of money. He got called out a lot for it. And Tipa says, I have seen an influencer fake cry when a chatter shares something personal. You can tell it's all an act and very bad acting. Well, then there's the acting as well, of course. Miri says, I met an Insta girl who told me her Chanel bag is fake. Well, we've also seen Sarah Jessica Parker admit in the Vogue video on Vogue's YouTube channel, when they showed her with a blue Birkin on the set of Sex and the City, in one of the episodes, she said, well, that was a fake Birkin. Yeah, guys, fake it till you make it. Welcome to capitalism, baby. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Smurfette says, it's sad that people base their self-esteem on that. Exactly. Comments down below, and until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Subscribe.